Hey everybody, welcome back to Bethesda Unpatched. I am Joe the Widget, and this is episode number 47. It's been a little bit of a hiatus. We apologize, but we have reasons. I am joined by the space
fault.
trucker master extreme extraordinaire, Kilo, and yes, always my fault.
It's not always your fault. What's up, man?
Just
How's it going?
Widget.
We are tonight. We have a special surprise.
We do.
Arizona new energy drinks. We are not sponsored, but I did find the Arizona Fallout Atomic apple. Well, I got the Atomic Red Apple. I got an orange one too. I've been trying them all week. These are really good. And they're only just a little bit less caffeine than a Monster at about 190 milligrams.
190?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Sorry, I was playing with OBS.
Yep. It happens. You're just ignoring my ridiculousness. Is what
I
you're
am
doing.
completely. Hey, this is our second stream going live, all right? Our second recording, so still getting the bugs kicked out.
Yeah, we got this, man.
Yeah. I don't have any gameplay this week. I've had medical issues I've been dealing with for the last couple of weeks, so still trying to figure out what's going on. We don't know.
He's not dying.
Apparently not.
Going on the record.
I thought I was, though. Jeez. Yeah.
Get figured out?
Well, no. But we ruled out a couple of really bad ones, so that's good.
That's good. Excellent. Very awesome.
The old ticker is going good and things like that, so.
Very cool, man.
Yeah.
We don't really have any announcements or housekeeping this week unless you had anything.
Nope. Nothing's really changing or altering. Our show goes on as always.
Okay. And we will be, of course, we have the live stream right now. We're recording live. And tomorrow will be the audio version releasing on Podcasters. And then on Saturday will be the edited version of this video.
It's going to be a lightly edited video again. I apologize, but with the current health thing going on, I can't spend too much time editing at the moment, but I will get back into making it all fancy and memes everywhere and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, and if we do miss a week coming up, it is because of my medical issues, but we'll let you guys know if that happens. Hopefully not. I still have a lot of testing happening.
Yes, indeed. We do have one announcement, which is in 2 weeks. We're going to be back on Starfield After Dark. Pedro's show is like, if you haven't seen it, it is kind of a game show-ish style Starfield show.
Kind of like Whose Line Is It Anyway?
It is a little, it does have some Who Lines energy.
Yeah.
Who lines, whatever.
Whose line?
Let's get into the news.
All right, fine. Let's get in the news.
News.
Extra, read all about it in the news this week.
Yeah, so we got a lot in the news, obviously. We got a big main topic tonight as well. We'll get into that after the news. But we got a lot of Wolfenstein stuff, apparently. Starting with a TTRPG.
We do indeed. And Joe did not mention this at the start of the show, but we will be discussing the Microsoft, Xbox, Bethesda crap storm going on right now. That is going to be our main topic today. We will be getting into that.
I will be discussing AI's effect in gaming and how it's not what you guys think.
Yes, absolutely. Because I was telling Widget before we started the show, as I watched a video, a conversation between three individuals on IGN, and I was texting them earlier when I was getting off of work because I was so furious at the complete misinformation. Oh my god, dude! Misinformation being thrown out, them admitting full well they don't know what they're talking about, and then just I'm scared of AI doing this and AI doing it's not going to happen like y'all think it's going to happen. Everybody needs to take a breath.
That's why everybody's pretty. In our show notes, I have a little note down there about IGN. That was because of that video.
Yeah. So, but we'll get into that. First thing I want to talk about is Modifius's Wolfenstein TTRPG. Wargamer says it's blending ludicrousness and vicious satire with a whole lot of killing. And here's what I just want to bring up, because this is a little bit different. If you've ever played anything like Dungeons and Dragons, this is not that. Even if if you're like me, I played the Fallout 2D20 game by Modifius. It's not even like that. They are really leaning into the video game aesthetic and abilities and tactical nature of the video game. This is all coming from Evie Moriarty, which is like probably the most British ass woman's name I've ever heard in my life. Evie Moriarty. Like, you can't get more like British woman name than that. That's amazing. So what she goes on to say, she says, for me, there's this really interesting balance between ludicrousness and vicious satire that works really well. It also has its head screwed on in terms of the treatment of Nazis and fascism. For a game that's mostly about a very large, wide man killing things, remarkably, they really nail it. Now, Moriarty, she admitted that she did not play the original games, but in preparing for this, she really dove into the world and the lore. And the idea is not necessarily to play as Blazkowicz necessarily, but you're going to take on, because there's no class system. It's more you kind of take on a role as far as like what you do in the resistance, and your class is going to be kind of like your specialization, and there's a lot of customization that comes along with that. And on top of that, it is really emphasizing the run and gun kind of, this is what she says. She says, I wanted to take what was awesome and cool about 2D20 and then work out ways of tweaking it, enhancing it, honing it down to its very core in order to be as punchy and as direct as possible, because that's what Wolfenstein is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So they're not just slapping the 2D20 system. They're really putting some thought into this. Modifius is a fantastic game company. They've been doing some great stuff. Discworld, we've talked about before. Fallout, of course, we really want them to do a Elder Scrolls version. That'd be awesome. So I can't really, I haven't even played this game yet, and I'm going to recommend it just because it's amazing. This is actually the same lady that does the Fallout factions as well. She was the main mind behind that as well. And there is so much Fallout faction stuff. If you heard our show before, you know that I'm a truck driver. And I regularly go to a distribution center for Modifius products here in Michigan. And those guys are just super cool. And I got to look at all the cool stuff that they got coming out for Fallout factions and things like that. And I mean, Modifius really goes hard on this stuff, man. So it is not, you're not just getting like some slap together thing with these game translations into TTRPG. You're really getting great experience, and they do really try to capture the heart of whatever the source material is. So I would highly recommend checking that out for yourself.
It's interesting. One thing I read on this article was the stances system.
Mm-hmm.
I was trying to figure out like how this is going to work in a TTRPG style.
Right.
My son.
Well, I mean, it's basically you choosing your stance at the start of your term. So this gives you different bonuses based on how well, if you're in mayhem or tactical or stealth stance.
Yeah.
And it basically gives you different bonuses. Mayhem is about running around fast and shooting people in the face. Tactical is
focus,
the words
taking
of
cover.
There's Moriarty's words. Yeah, and stealth is more like blending into the background, doing takedown, like widget style would be stealth for sure. Yep.
All right.
So, but it's meant to be quick and fast moving, not like, like D&D, one turn can take an hour. This is supposed to be really kind of quick, like she said, punchy.
So was the DM called Hitler?
Looks really cool. No. I don't know. I don't know. That's actually a good question, because I don't know if I missed it in the article, but like Fallout, in the Fallout 2D20, the DM is called the Game Master or the Overseer.
Yeah, Overseer.
When I was playing
sense,
Mojave Misfits, when I was playing Mojave Misfits with DM Wolf in Story Table, we called him the Overseer.
Okay.
So there you go.
Moving on.
Sweet. We got some other Wolfenstein stuff that's actually super interesting. We got a couple of Wolfenstein 3D ports for Atari. Now, this is not just this is Wolfenstein 3D, the first game.
Atari 2600 remake. Okay.
So yeah, we got the Atari. We got one for the Atari 2600, and we got another one, which is one that came out in the late 70s, and then
Throwing up a image of it on the screen. You have the original on the left and the Atari version on the right. That is so Atari.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty
Isn't
cool.
that so cool, though? And then there's also one, there was the Atari Lynx that came out in the late 80s. That's a handheld. So there's also a port for that as well, which is just amazing.
It won't let me do it any other way, so we'll just do a quick play. Brings me back to my childhood.
Fantastic. I know. I spent so many hours playing that game.
Okay, yeah, that's pretty awesome.
That's pretty good.
I want to do that. I really want to play that.
So the one for the links you can get at the Atari Age forums. It is forums.atariage.com. And you're probably just going to want to search for Wolfenstein 3D shareware on that one. And then the other one for the 2600, which I don't even, who still has a 2600?
I don't know.
If you have a 2600, listen to this. I want pictures.
That's what I was showing.
But they call it
just awesome.
I thought that was a typo. It's not a typo. They're calling the 2600 one a D-make.
A D-make?
So it's basically like, a D-make. So you're making it look worse so that it'll run on.
Oh, so it's like a
a less powerful system. Yeah, a de-evolution. Yep, it comes from FIGC Dev, and it's their first D-make. Well done. I'm super impressed with that. Let's see if there's a link in here about where they can go. Oh, you're going to go to itch.io to have a look at this yourself. So check that out as well. That's so freaking cool.
That's impressive. I mean, it's actually really, really hard to dumb down a game like that to go on a lower system with lower RAM. That took some coding.
Be. Well, I mean, you look at the graphic difference on the picture that you put up. It's stark.
Well, yeah, it's pure
Obviously.
Atari. I mean, you got 4-bit.
Yeah, pretty much, exactly. So there has been a leak. This comes from Nate the Hate. Of course, as we get into our main topic today, it is uncertain exactly whether or not these are going to happen. But these are two Wolfenstein remakes.
Anytime we talk about a leak, it's always take it with a grain of salt. Because the odds of it not coming true are greater than 50%. So,
yeah. Well, this is, according to, like I said, Nate the Hate. The article calls, by and large, reliable. I don't know if I agree with that statement. He definitely has some more knowledge than others, but I wouldn't, Anyways, moving on. The supposed remasters are going to be for Wolfenstein: The New Order and Wolfenstein 2: The New Colossus. It's viewed, according to the article, as a narrative patch to reintroduce the story of the games before. I don't know why and they call Wolfenstein. Oh yeah, the rumored Wolfenstein 3 and the upcoming TV show adaptation, which they have started casting for. We do know that. We talked about that before. There you go. Again, this is id. Id is currently one of the companies under the gun from Xbox right now, so we don't know if that's going to
allegedly
be or not, but we'll get more allegedly under the gun, but we'll get more into that. This is a little bit older news, but we got a new DLC coming for Doom: The Dark Ages called Revelations. Yes, and
I really got to get back in and play that game. I really need to.
God, I know, right? It is. You're supposed to be running around as the Doomslayer, but you're basically like dressed like a barbarian. The picture here is absolutely awesome in the article.
Yeah. Here, I'll put that
where
up.
he's like bare chested with the fur cloak, and he's got the big ass crucible sword and the shoddy in his hand.
He looks badass.
He does look badass. It looks like something out of like a heavy metal fantasy art.
It looks
I
like
love the
something
artwork.
like for like 80s art, like kind of like Conan or He-Man or whatever.
Like the
with demons.
Yeah. Yes, I used to be really big into heavy metal magazine. I love that old art style. It's so cool. So it says here, wounded and betrayed, the Slayer is thrust into a merciless purgatory, only escapable by confronting haunting truths and forging new strength with the help of a mysterious ally. He must ascend from the prison of his mind and fight an abomination of the gods to set his followers on the path
Boy,
to
that's
freedom.
unique. Come on, guys. That's total cliche.
Yeah, but I mean, it's Doom.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's kind of like, it's almost a meme.
Featuring new levels with deeper
and
puzzles, new demons, and new mysteries.
Yep.
Oh.
And that'll be available.
Ooh, I like that. They have the new weapon, the deadly chain spear.
That's what it was, the chain spear. That's what's in that picture up there, yeah.
Yeah, I gotta get back in that game. It is a blast. It's a great way to kill some angst or rage built up. Get mad at your boss, go play some Doom.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. 100%. That's what I used to come home and play GTA for. But that'll be available on July 7th, guys.
I like this one. Skyrim player discovers incredibly OP NPC that we somehow missed for 15 years. And it's a B.
It's a B. This one cracked me up, dude.
I'm going to show the video on this because this is funny as hell.
Yeah, it is pretty funny.
Here we go.
The guy who found it says, I've heard this is Bewildering Kitty is the Redditor. And she said, I've heard bees are hard workers, but this is ridiculous. Sharing a clip of a bee carrying a bucket, which is probably 1,000 times bigger than its size.
Well, yeah, that's how the game coding's set.
So funny.
You could put an elephant on top of a bee if you can figure out how to do it, and we'll carry it.
Yeah. There's a bunch of great bee puns that were underneath that Reddit post as well. Don't distract him. He has somewhere to be.
Yeah,
they don't call him busy bees for nothing. Wait till that bee gets a crossbow.
Yeah, they won't be knees they're worrying about anymore.
That bee is swole. That's so funny, dude. That's fantastic. Moving on. Starfield update. Actually, I was going through the news today. It is another fix, but the funny part is, and this is why I get so upset with things like IGN is like the video game media website. Like they have been for a couple decades now. They're supposed to be the source. I've used their strategy guides. I used their news well before I was a podcaster. And to hear that conversation just really infuriated me. And it's just the state of video game media at this point. And I know that we're a part of it. So it's kind of like pot in the kettle a little bit, but we don't do what these other people do. I sent Widget a screenshot from my phone that were 2 consecutive articles about Starfield.
Mm-hmm.
The first article said Starfield considered unplayable by fans. And the next one was Starfield is near perfection. It's just like you just get the contradiction.
It's amazing
between sources.
You look at that;
it's absolutely wild.
They can't get there.
Give it a shot. Give it a shot, man. Just give it a shot.
Media is all kinds of screwed up right now.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's part of the reason that we wanted to go over the Xbox thing today as well, because it's a fucking mess. Can I say the F word on live?
Oh yeah, go for it. Well, we can't. We got to hold off cussing for the first 30 seconds, and then we can.
Oh, okay. Fucking great. Right. So we got Starfield update 1.16.244. It's like 1.000.006 on PlayStation 5. This was live as of June 11th. and it is across all platforms. It is mostly just fixes. We got some general fixes, a freak that could occur when traversing a planet surface, which I never ran into. I haven't got black box incursions yet. So, but I guess there have been some issues with them not starting or resetting properly.
Not starter. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. When we got fix to crash, here's a weird one that could occur if a designer couch was placed aboard a ship. I'd like to know how they narrowed that down. Address an infinite load that could occur if a data slate display was placed aboard a ship. That's also weird. Fix unresponsive state that could occur when attempting to go through load doors while using the scanner.
There's one very interesting one on this one in the gameplay that I've heard a lot of people complain about because it took them out of the game. Fix the few points of interest so they do not appear on planets with no human presence.
I've been waiting for that one too. I've been waiting for that one. I've literally talked about myself blue about that one on this show. It made no damn sense. Why is there... Anyways, I won't get back into it, but it looks like they fixed it, according to this. Loading the save will remove incorrectly displayed incursion icons from the star map, address an unresponsive state that could occur in the vehicle menu, fix the texture issue that could appear on characters when creating a character. That's interesting. I have run into that one. Fixed text strings that could cause a font to display incorrectly and updated the game credits. So a smaller fix, but still a good fix. Here's the thing about fixes. I believe it was PokeCory. Was it PokeCory in our chat that was talking about how the fix did not fix his game in Starfield? When you apply these fixes, you still have everything from the old version of the game saved.
Yeah.
Right? So either you need to go back saves before that problem was a problem, or you need to start a new save. This is not always going to fix your game mid-save. So if you're still in the middle of a game and you're still having issues, you're either going to have to roll back or start a new game in a lot of cases. Or before you do that, get into your game, save it, then hard reset your console, then go back in and see if that fixes it. Could be a couple of different things, but...
And they're still working on it. They're still improving the game, fixing it. So hang tight. They'll get there.
Yeah. I'm just glad I'm able to play it again.
Me too.
I haven't really got running into any bugs since I started.
I just have the one.
Except for Falkland.
That I can't complete that main quest. Where the
for
space
Terra
station
Armada?
for Terra Armada is missing.
Oh, Anchor Point?
Yeah, I haven't changed. I haven't gone and checked yet. No, it's not Anchor Point. That I see just fine. It's a Terran Armada station that I'm supposed to go to that doesn't exist.
Oh, well, that's always fun.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I re-downloaded Duratech, and I never went back and saw if that one space station was still there, if they did anything with it. Someone put Duratech back on Creations with as a legacy mod. So I don't know what that's about, but I was just happy to have those parts back. So Fallout 76, we got a new PTS coming, and this is what we've been waiting for. Well, what some people have been waiting for. Anyways, and this is a PTS to test pets as companions. Yes, in the world. So this is how to participate. All players who own a copy of Fallout 76 on Steam can participate in this is really cute. Piss TS, like you're calling a cat. That's fucking stupid. It's funnier to read, but like trying to say it out loud, you sound like an ass. Please note that the progress from the PTS does not carry over into the live game. Atomic Shop is also disabled during this testing period. You need to open your Steam library and go to Fallout 76 test server. That is how to join the PTS.
Yeah.
So you cannot do it on console.
And keep in mind, people, I know this, can't believe I have to remind you, some people, about this, but anything you do in the PTS does not roll over, does not save to your main game.
Yeah. That's not how it works.
They're completely separate.
But You can actually go to fallout.bethesda.net for the article. It's going to go into detail about how to find your pet. You have a couple different commands, stay and follow.
They put it in the command wheel, so that's the emote wheel. So it's a quick access, like stay and follow, which is nice.
Yep. It looks like when it comes to having your pet follow you around, the only places you won't be able to take your furry friend is into a raid or a shelter. Pets will also not be able to swim underwater. So keep that in mind. There's been a little bit of gameplay changes, some other updates as well. They got a bunch of unique legendaries.
Ooh, a lever action
that
rifle.
have been updated. Actually, quite a lot of legendary. Holy shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. We got some changes to VATS. We got some changes to the workbench. Yeah. And camp building is going to currently deactivated for the start of this PTS while the team investigates an issue. Players will not be able to edit, move, or place items in their camp in the meantime.
Yeah, again,
So
this is
beware of that.
PTS, so it's nothing permanent.
Yes. Don't get your panties in a wad. This is not, this is not the game. This is them.
That's
the
there
whole
for
purpose
people
of
to
this is
test
to
it
test
so
all
they
this
can
crap.
fix it before it gets into the main game.
Yes, exactly.
Find the problems there
100%.
so you don't have them in the live server.
Yep, 100%. Here's another dumbass article.
I love them.
Bethesda confirms disappointing news about Fallout 76. We talked about this already a few weeks ago, actually, and the disappointing news is that they will not be adding any more expeditions.
Yeah,
kind of knew that.
Kind of sad, but I like the 2 expeditions we have there. But I'll take them.
Yeah, but they will be expanding the main map, according to this article.
Well, it's not so much expanding. They've already confirmed what they're going to be doing is fleshing out the current map to make it more vibrant, right, making add more to it.
As John Rush said, making it thicker.
Yeah.
Making it thicker with 2 C's. Maybe it wasn't this article. Maybe it was another one that was talking about future expansions to the map, but not doing expeditions anymore. I've read about 100 articles over the last few days, so you'll have to forgive me if I speak out of turn sometimes. Okay, so I knew that. Here's Fallout Season 3, the TV show. We got a couple of new names added. Of course, we have Aaron Paul. Thank you. Jesus.
You're welcome.
We got a couple other names. Yeah, thank you. And the widget, I heard you telepathically telling me it was Aaron Paul. But we got a couple more names added to the cast list for this season. Manny Jacinto from he was in The Good Place. Emily Mortimer, who was in The Newsroom, but also did a bunch of other stuff that I know about. And Thomason McKenzie from Jojo Rabbit.
No, I don't know any of these people.
I know Emily Mortimer. The other 2 I was not familiar with, but it's probably one of those things. If I saw the pictures and I'm like,
I mean, I watched The Good Place for a little bit. Pretty funny, but I don't remember him.
Yeah. I didn't watch that one. It might come as a surprise to you.
No.
So,
yeah, right.
So we got a couple other ones. Yeah. Excited for that. Oh, and then the article mentions, I got to mention God of War starring Ryan Hurst. I'm watching, my wife's been going back through Sons of Anarchy. Ryan Hurst plays Opie. And then Sophie Turner as Lara Croft, which is an interesting casting choice if you ask me, but so be it. I'm sure she'll do fine. They keep changing, Lara Croft's image like every 10 years. So.
Oh, yeah, they have to keep it fresh. Go with the sign of the times. Anyway,
sign of the times.
They need to really make an Elder Scrolls live action. I know that Todd Howard has talked about it for years, but he's waiting for the right script, the right people to do it, so they keep it true to the game.
Yeah.
Find them already. Maybe the same studio that's doing.
Yeah, it's a weird time for fantasy. It's a weird time for fantasy right now because we have the spin-off Game of Thrones shows coming out. Well, we got the Lord of the Rings. Was it 7
Oh, they already canceled that. They ruined it already.
Yeah, that's already taken a nosedive. So, I mean, who knows? Maybe this would be a good time. I think people are reaching for fantasy a little bit right now. I think the last fantasy show I watched besides Game of Thrones was it's kind of a weird one because it seems like a younger person's show, but it's Shannara Chronicles. Do you know about that one?
Oh, yes, I do. Mm-hmm.
The
I
one
think I've
where,
seen most all fantasy shows.
Of course you have. Silly question. But I just remember that it was kind of cool because they're like, oh, the world ended and there was an apocalypse, and then a new world grew out of it, and there's elves and orcs and shit now. And I thought it was a pretty cool show. I didn't watch a whole lot of it. I watched a couple episodes.
It was actually pretty entertaining. It went for 2 seasons, I think.
Oh, okay.
That was
MTV.
Yeah, I think it was an
MTV show. That was a hot minute ago.
Yeah.
I vaguely remember watching that at the same time I was watching Clone Wars. So anyway, last piece of news, which is going to kind of lead into our main topic, because fuck if we know what's happening at this point. And it's that Xbox confirmed that console exclusivity will be decided on a case-by-case basis. This is excluding the next 2 big titles coming out, Elder Scrolls 6 and Fallout 5, which will definitely start out as being exclusive.
I hate to say it, but that's kind of a duh article.
It is. It is. And this is all part of Asher Sharma's original plan, which was to bring everybody back to Xbox. They don't want Xbox to be your phone and your TV and your Walkman. They want Xbox to be Xbox. And that was the selling point for Xbox is to bring everybody back to the Xbox, to boost sales of the console, which is what one of the things they're hurting on right now. And coming in at 3% profit in the last quarter is brutal.
But
I really think that they're...
It's been a consistent thing, around 3%.
Right. But we also have new leadership. We have new changes in place. I want to preface this talk by saying, as we get into the main topic here, a couple of things. One, I do not believe that Asher Sharma was brought in to sunset Xbox. No. I believe it is the opposite. And the other thing is that we are only working off of the information that we can find. We do not, none of us here, well, Widget probably has a better idea than I do, but most of the people talking about this, most of the articles coming out, very few of these people have any idea what it's like to run a game publisher or a game studio.
Correct.
So we don't know what the conversations are behind the scene. We don't know the ins and outs of how these companies operate. We can only go off of what we see. So we're going to try to kind of straighten that out for you right now.
Yeah. This is your show where we go through all the shit so you don't have to.
Could be our tagline.
Yeah, right. All right. Let's go into the main topic.
Main topic.
We got a big one, guys. This one is, like we talked about top of the show, it's going to be all about this current rumor mill, and some of the things were kind of leaked and hinted at of layoffs. Well, people think they didn't really actually call it a layoff. What do they call it? They called it reorganization. So people immediately think layoff, which is accurate 90% of the time. And we got to keep one thing in mind when we talk about this tonight, is that this is a lot of speculation. Very, very little of this has been confirmed. Other than the fact that we do know that reorganization is happening. And there's big speculation about certain studios that are going to be on the chopping block, where they're in current negotiations with some of these studios to make them a spinoff, or basically working out a way for them to have the option to buy themselves out. So a studio can buy their studio back and make it just them.
Right. Which for some of these guys, they don't have the immediate capital. So there are certain studios that are waiting for the potential of a partner buyer or another outright purchase. There's a lot of stuff, a lot of people got questions. Hellblade was extremely successful the first games. They just announced the third game, and then all of a sudden, Ninja Theory is on the chopping block. Supposedly, most of what we know comes from an internal memo from Asha Sharma herself, which kind of explained the buck stops here. I really wish I had an insight on some of these conversations, because Asha just
to be a fly on the wall.
for serious, because Asha was just announced that she was securing funding specifically for Fallout, Elder Scrolls, and Halo to push those because those are the Microsoft's big three.
Yeah, we knew that they are definitely putting a major focus on their big moneymaker titles. You see, the problem with Xbox recently is it's been plagued with mismanagement. I think in the last 5 years, they've gone through 7 or 8 different game plans, reshifting focus constantly, and it's bit them in the ass. They put their focus on wrong things. Like, they did this huge buying spree of all these different studios, which really, really put them in the red. And they gave them free reign to do what they want. And you really can't do that with a lot of these studios.
That was a big thing under Phil Spencer.
Yeah, that was his big thing.
That was, he wanted them to have the creative liberty to produce what they wanted to produce. Obviously, that has not played out. Who is it? Arcane, who's working on Blade. They pulled Blade from the showcase because it was so janky. Now Arcane is looking at, the acts themselves under this new plan, this supposed alleged plan.
Yeah. So I think the main reason that Phil was taken out was because of the mismanagement. Because his main job was to manage all these different studios, keep them in line with the Xbox brand, which they kind of lost track of what that even is.
Yeah. And I think that's why Sarah Bondi went after him as well, because that was her baby. The Xbox everything, or Xbox everywhere, whatever it was. That was her thing.
Now, there's another big rumor about the bigger studios possibly getting the axe on certain areas. Now, keep in mind, when you're restructuring companies to be more efficient in their game design, some layoffs will occur. They're going to review all the employees, see which ones are actually, being productive, making what they need to make, and others that are just kind of sitting there twiddling their thumbs. I'm a paper runner. Right. So they might get some, but they're also going to be increasing the job count for certain titles. Like, if they're going to really put a focus on Fallout, Elder Scrolls, those projects will get more employees. They'll get the resources they need to increase production value on it.
Yeah, I think most of that's going to be internal, though.
Yes.
Because apparently all the job listings have been pulled from the websites. They put complete hiring freeze right now while they figure out what they're doing. I just don't. What does this mean for Bethesda itself? We got a lot of rumored projects. A couple of things are not looking good. Cuts at Zenimax doesn't look good, but I know that Obsidian is another one of the companies, of course. It was rumored, again, there was a leak, I think it was last week or the week before, talking about Avowed 2 being in the works. I don't know if that's going to happen anymore. Do you think we're going to see a utilization of Obsidian for our Fallout spinoff game? Because they have that, they have 2/3 of the people that were on New Vegas that are back at Obsidian right now.
I don't think that's going to be touched. Are you kidding me? That's such a massive IP right now. I think what we're going to see from Bethesda in particular is nothing but good things. Yeah, of course, people latch on to old little bad things. We got to just pound them to death because that's how we're going to get clicks and views. In reality is they might be doing cuts here, but they're going to be enforcing here where it counts.
Right.
So all these big IPs, Elder Scrolls, Fallout, Doom, and those various projects are going to get bolstered, and we're going to get them out faster and better. We're going to see more. Fallout 5 is going to get released sooner than people think. Well, sooner than the current track record for Bethesda.
I would just dare say before 2030. At this rate, with Ash's plan currently, and this is a restructure, right? This is reorganization. They're assessing all their resources. They're going to put everything where it needs to go. If they're going to focus on Fallout and Elder Scrolls and Halo, they're going to put resources in Fallout and Elder Scrolls and Halo to get those things back on track.
They're
We are
probably
not going to
put a
be looking at
refocus
another
on Gears of
15
War,
years.
too.
Yeah, Gears of War. Absolutely. And this does not mean fucking IGN interview. This does not mean that they're going to use AI to get the games out faster. I don't know where the hell that thinking comes from.
No, it's not happening.
Not happening.
IGN needs to
take over
hire
at this point.
hire reporters that have at least 2 brain cells they can rub together, because what I've been seeing from them lately is not the case.
Mhm.
They have enough brain cells to keep their mouth moving, and that's it. And hey, IGN, you can sponsor us. That's cool. We'll do the work for you.
We already do the damn work.
Right. So no,
But-
I don't think this is going to be a bad thing for
No,
Bethesda and the big studios. It's going to be a bad thing for some of these smaller studios that projects do not align with what the new Xbox goal and direction is.
That's the thing.
That's a money loss, and they don't want that. I think it was kind of sleazy for them to show this game that might be on the chopping block just to get interest in that studio that might save that studio.
Right. Well, I mean, if it saves jobs or it gives Ninja Theory, I'm so as far as non-Bethesda games go, definitely as far as more independent studios go, which Ninja Theory was previously. Like Hellblade is one of the greatest games I have ever played, and I'm even as a pagan, their amount of work and detail and dedication to the study of mental health, as well as the history, the mythology of Norse paganism that they put into that game is so unreal. They were so dedicated to it, and they were putting the games out. We had Hellblade, we had Hellblade 2, and then we have this third one coming out. This is all within the last 12 years, I think, which is pretty good. So I hate to see a studio like that go down.
Well, if they're not producing and it's going to be a money loss, then yeah, that's business, unfortunately. And video game business is a big business. It costs as much now to make a video game as it does to make a movie. That's not just a couple million here and there, it's hundreds.
Yeah. And the thing is that from what I read, they are looking at giving these companies time to sort stuff out. I believe it was reported that if there are going to be layoffs, which there are, June 30th, the end of the fiscal quarter or the end of the fiscal year is when things are going to kind of take shape. So anything that's happened with the studios, anything that's happened with the employees will happen by the end of this month. And then it's going to be a much different Xbox moving into July.
And we're going to see big things from this. I am going to guarantee it. It's not going to be terrible, and the game industry is not collapsing. Xbox has been in distant third place in the game industry for years now, and they need to do something to make that different.
Well, what do you think about, what was it? I want to say it was Tim Kaine, but I could be totally wrong on that. Talking about how we're nearing another video game crash.
Oh, no.
We're not to where we were in the early mid 80s, but
well,
what do you think with these? Because their stuff happened at Sony, their stuff happened, well, not as much in Nintendo. Nintendo seems to have their shit together. But with Sony and Xbox, both looking at cuts, both looking at these at just cutting out these smaller studios.
Honestly, we're looking at a computer crash market, which is going to affect gaming in a big way. And it's all because of freaking AI. I hate AI. I want to be on the record about that because, for one, it is not true AI. There's a difference between AI and what is actually being developed, which is machine learning. They call it AI so that the basic people can understand generally
it's
what
a lay
it
term.
is. It's a layman's term. And it's not true AI. True AI can build its own code and think for itself like an actual brain. Machine learning just learns based off of the programming given to it. So a lot of these companies are just throwing code at the wall and hardware all over the place, just trying to see what sticks. They don't know what's going on. They're just trying to get lucky. And the reason why these companies are investing so much into it is because it's got a higher return right now because of the craze going on. And they're building these multi-billion-dollar data centers focusing towards AI just in hopes it's going to pay off. And what's causing that is that they're buying up all the hardware. So all the RAM, the GPUs, which is creating a massive shortage everywhere else. And in the next 10 years, you might take out a car loan just to buy your next computer.
Yeah,
That's
and
just
that's
paying
an
for the
issue
RAM.
that that's an Xbox issue as well. That it's drastically increasing the price of producing consoles. There is a shortage right now, and it is, as of now, uncertain necessarily how that's going to affect Project Helix moving forward. I know we talked about on previous episodes greatly reduced costs for this new console. That might not be the case. Just
there's
because
a lot of talk
shortage.
about and analytics showing that they expect in the next year or two for computer hardware to be as much as 5 times greater than what it was 2 years ago. Right now, we're more than double. Like 2.5, 3 times more.
Bonkers.
Yeah. Which is absolutely
Totally
insane. If you have to pay $1,000 for, a 30 gig chip, 32 gig chip for RAM, that's just insanity.
There's got to be a point where it breaks, because eventually it's going to get so expensive you're not going to make sales.
Yeah, they're gonna have to.
So there's got to be a breaking point.
These big companies are gonna finally break on this whole AI crap.
Yeah. Now, we've talked about this on the show before. When we talk about AI, the layman term for machine learning, and the use in the video game industry right now, and this is something that's been talked about with developers from Bethesda, Asha Sharma herself. The goal is not the use of it as an art tool. This is they're intending to use this, and they want to use this as a data management tool. So whereas a human would take days or weeks to go through all of this code on X program, the AI can do it a lot faster.
Yeah.
And that frees their resources up to be put towards things like artwork and things of that nature.
Yeah.
It is not the intention of at least Bethesda Game Studios, as we understand it right now, to be used in the development of the game outside of data management and information management. That's totally different.
Yeah.
So
like I was saying on top of the show, the main reason AI is affecting gaming is mostly because of hardware. The rising hardware costs. And the fact that Microsoft has put the vast majority of their resources into AI, which is stripping their other departments of their resources, like Xbox. Xbox is on their own right now. They have to figure out a way to become profitable to keep it going.
Right. And a couple of things they're talking about is the spinoff from the company, maybe getting rid of it altogether. I don't see Microsoft getting rid of it altogether. I could see them making Xbox a subsidiary, which means that Xbox would run itself. It would be responsible for its own financials, but still be under the umbrella of Microsoft.
Right.
And that is only talk right now. And that is in the news. You can read the articles. It is only talk at this point. No decisions have been made. In fact, no official decisions have been released about any of this regarding the layoffs, restructuring, anything like that. It all comes from internal memos and insiders, which, grain of salt.
Exactly.
We don't know what the extent's going to be yet.
We don't. And I am hopeful for gaming, especially in the future. I know PC gaming is still going strong, especially with all the indie developers and how easy it is for them nowadays. Yeah. But the hardware prices and things like that is going to be a big hurdle. That's why we're going to be waiting a little bit longer for the next system launches, and why it's been so long since the generation launch between system increase. But
yeah, and that's part of the big problem, right? Because you said it yourself, Joe. These console companies, they sell their consoles at a loss as it is.
Yeah.
So you got to make that up somewhere, and you can't be taking 10, 15 years to, release a game. Now, if we get this push from Asha to Bethesda, like, hey, get these out now. What do you think? How do you think Todd Howard and company are going to take that? Because Todd Howard's been very firm on his stance of let us do our thing. But I think Xbox, they're getting tired of waiting. They're getting tired of the fans waiting.
He knows the business. I know can be a prima donna thing sometimes, but he knows how the business works. He's probably fighting it, but understands already that it's what they need to do. It's for the good of the company.
Yeah, it's got to happen. I mean, you're talking, what was the figure I heard earlier? It was something like, I ended up doing the math in my head, but it was like the development of one particular game. It works out to be like now I got the math wrong. I don't know whether it was million or billion.
Usually the production of a AAA title is usually in like 400 to 500 million, depending on the title.
Okay,
anywhere
yeah.
from 2 to 500.
I mean, yeah, you're talking about $50 million a year in developing a game.
And largely that goes to salaries.
Talking about, yeah. And they got a lot of people right now, and they're not producing. I know Fallout 76 ain't covering the bills.
No.
You know that.
ESO and Fallout 76 is what's keeping the lights on right now. But
right.
And of course, still living off of Skyrim.
Right. I hate to see people lose their jobs. I live in Detroit, so obviously layoffs with the big three are a common thing around here. It is extremely difficult. But we got to look at, what the return's going to be. Hopefully this is not a great sacrifice to smaller studios. And a lot of indie developers put out a lot of great games. Xbox also wants to survive.
Yeah.
And 3% profit, that means the company is making, for every dollar, 3 extra cents.
Yeah, you can get a savings from a bank and earn more per year on interest.
Yeah. So, unfortunately, something else. We'll see how these things play out. Of course, we'll keep talking about this here as is pertinent on Bethesda Unpatched. But
it's very clear in closing that Xbox needs a massive change, and this is the change they're going with.
Yeah.
They're putting all their weight behind whatever her name is. I can't think of it right now. Asha Sharma, whatever.
Asha Sharma.
Yeah. So let's see what happens. I'm hopeful for the future.
Let's see.
I don't think it's all doom and gloom that people are spouting right now.
No.
So
I think it'll be a little brighter on the other side. We just have to wait and see what happens.
Yep. Sit back, hang tight, and we'll see what happens. Do you have a little bit of gameplay you want to get into before we wrap up tonight, bud?
Yeah, I got a little bit. You can get into it.
Yeah, let me put that on for you.
It's time for our gameplay of the week.
I played Starfield some more. Mostly what I did was try to get Falkland to work as intended, and I ended up basically uninstalling it entirely. I had to go back in and change my ship all to non-Falkland parts, fly off planet, save, get rid of the damn thing, hard reset my console, go back in. We're good to go. It is kind of a bummer because that did cost me money.
Oh.
But from what I understand, the developer of Falkland is currently working on it, possibly working on another site for the headquarters and smoothing out the issues that it's having with some other mods.
Last episode?
I think we did. I think
issue?
King was the one that actually told us that. Yeah, they are working on it. It's unfortunate because they got some really cool parts. It's a really well done mod. I really want it to work, but I don't want to crash every time I try to go to New Atlantis. So
yeah,
I just got rid of it for now. Yeah. And I built my ship off the frontier, built a new ship, and it's got enough room for everybody. I got my
room for all.
The original crew mod I was using was not working the way I wanted it to. So I ended up going big. There's like one It's a Taio equipment plate, and it adds 200 crew to your ship. So you can basically have as much crew as you want. So right now I'm working on going back and running around. Danny Papalopoulos, by the way, is the name of my character that my wife picked out.
Oh, geez. Yeah, I remember that. Yep.
Yep. I couldn't pronounce it. Papalopoulos.
Good job,
don't
Miss
ask me how to
Kilo.
spell it. Anyways. What's that?
Say good job, Mrs. Kilo.
Yes, good job, Mrs. Kilo, for that one. And so I made my new ship. And basically right now I'm running around. I started the Freestar quest line. So I like to do that one. I did a little bit of the main quest line because I went around and I got Barrett and Andrasia. Barrett always cracks me up just because the circumstances that you find him in. I went there and I was kind of dumb. I wasn't thinking. And I ended up going to that planet. I'm like, all right, gonna go get Barrett. I sat down and I realized that most of my weapons are out of ammo. I never went and bought ammo, but I did have a Bridger and lots of 40 millimeter ammo.
Okay, that'll do some damage.
Yeah. Yeah. So I just went around the outside of the base and just lit everything up. And then you go inside and the guy inside's like, oh, hey, yeah, okay, you can have Barrett back. Like, it's so casual after I just basically turned all his dudes to paste.
You know what Barrett reminds me of? Have you ever seen the show Home Improvement from the 90s?
Yeah.
Yeah, he reminds me of Wilson. Wilson.
Oh my God. Yeah. Okay. I can kind of see that. Yep. Yeah. So I got him and then I went and got Andrasia, of course.
Naturally, you have to have it.
I went back. Yeah. I went back to the viewport. I went back to the viewport and got Simeon. And then I have to go to, because I got the mod Jessamine for everyone. So I'm going to go to,
that could be taken so wrong.
Well, that's the title of it. I did not name it.
I don't think they thought that one through.
Yeah, well, maybe they did. I got to go to Gargarian Landing, which I may end up just doing Barrett's quest line since I'm going to be there anyways to get her and knock that one out. Just basically tooling around. Got a little bit longer to go before I start Terran Armada.
Very nice.
So that's what
I can't wait for you to get into that, man. Terran Armada.
Mm-hmm.
You got to get into that. That's one of the best things I've done yet.
Awesome, dude.
It's short, but it's worth it. And all the cool little things you get to do and play with, and then how tough it is.
Heck yeah, man! I'm looking forward to it.
Definitely.
I'm already running into the elites and shit, like just out in space, out in the universe or whatever.
Yeah,
you run into him. I'm like, oh, that dude's got little icons. That's what Widget was talking about.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I need to shoot him in the face immediately,
as fast as possible. Yeah, keep him away from everything else. Another elites. Do not let him get near another elite.
I did go through and I upgraded a bunch of my weapons too. Doing the legendary rolls and stuff like that. I did all that stuff. So I got I don't have a hard target this time. I got my Beowulf. I got a Deadeye.
Of course you do.
And I got, of course, because that's my shit, dude. I love it. So it's cool though, because like some of the legendaries make a lot of sense. Like there's one that's causes bleeding. Makes sense. You shoot somebody, they should bleed.
Yeah, naturally.
So all my weapons have that. Yeah, I got Shatter on my Beowulf, and I have. Is it Sabotage? The one that helps you kill robots? Saboteur?
Oh, Saboteur. Yeah, I think so. 20% increase the damage to robots.
Yeah. I don't. Oh, you know what? I take that back. I don't have the Deadeye. I'm actually using Sir Livingston's pistol right now. So I got tricked out 1911, which was really cool. And because I was having ammo issues, started picking up like everything. I actually got to use the Old Earth rifle or in the Old Earth shotgun, which is amazing. The Old Earth stuff is not to be, laughed at. It's some pretty serious hardware.
Disassembler.
Disassembler?
That's the one for robots. That does extra damage.
Oh, okay. Okay, gotcha.
I couldn't remember the name of it, so I had to look it up. I'm terrible at that kind of thing.
So that was pretty much it. That was pretty much my week and play.
When I finally get back into it,
I get into shipbuilding and it takes me like 12 hours to.
Yeah, that's the thing about shipbuilding, because you can't just save them. You have to go through it, and it takes forever, especially if you have an issue.
Well, if you go to, if you like shipbuilding and you're willing to do it vanilla, I'm not. Even though I run the group, but Starfield Shipyards on Facebook, make sure you answer the fucking questions. We just did, for June, we have a new cover photo in the group. If you win the contest, the build contest, your ship gets put up as a cover photo in our group. And we just did one for the Drake cockpit, which I was really super surprised. I tried to build a ship with the Drake cockpit. I could not do it. It's just so odd, the entry points, and it's so thick. Like, you have to have another layer, but they make it very difficult. Like, it looks like a cockpit that should be on the back of the ship on top.
Yeah.
But they make it difficult to build that way unless you're willing to do a bunch of shit to get it done. So this month, we are building yachts. I was like, I want to see some luxury yachts, because I was thinking about the mission that you do for Walter Stroud.
Yes.
Where you have to build the Kepler. I'm like, why not? Let's
that
do that.
Didn't do until many months, and like my 7th or 8th universe before I finally did it.
Yeah, it was a hot minute. Well, it's easy to miss because you have to go back and
very
speak
easy to miss,
Walter directly. It's super easy to miss.
And it's one of those,
but it is a cool little quest
that gives you a free ship.
It does, and it is fun. It's a little bit quirky, and you get to see the dynamic. It was very interesting to see between Walter and his wife. It's definitely it's a fun little look into the world. I think I recommend it.
Yeah, when I finally get back into it, when things settle down here, I'm gonna get back into Starfield. If you guys remember, I started doing the Crimson Fleet, the third option, which I never knew existed until recently, where you can completely cut out the UC entirely.
UC, yeah,
and just don't have to report in or anything like that. I mean, just play directly from the Crimson Fleet point of view.
Heck yeah.
So that's what I'm doing. And then I'm going to get back into ESO. Mrs. Widget and I were talking about the other day that we want to get back into playing that. We've been stuck on other games together.
You guys are playing that together.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm definitely going to get into Doom some more, I think. I think right now I can definitely use it. It's therapy.
Yeah. Exactly.
And that's going to pretty much wrap up the show tonight. How can they reach us?
That's a damn show. Well, they can go into the episode description or the cards right now, and they can find a link to our Discord directly. It is the place to be, or they can go to our link tree and find all of our links on all of our socials. We are pretty much on all of them right now. Lemonade somehow still holding on to for some damn reason and nothing else. But if you can't read, I will tell it to you. It is linktr.ee/Weird Chaos Media. Weird is WYRD, Chaos with the K Media. And if you want to email us about business advertising or just to say hi, that's weirdchaosmedia@gmail.com.
Please like and subscribe to our videos. That way you can see when we go live, when you can see when we put out our shorts and all that kind of good stuff. That's what the bell happens, by the way. That's what the bell allows you to do.
Yep.
It helps us a ton. Please share our videos. We welcome that. And the 5-star reviews on iTunes and Spotify are also giant helps. We really appreciate all you guys do for us on the show and listening and watching. And that's going to wrap up tonight.
Did you notice that we hit a milestone?
100,000?
Yeah, we just passed 100,000 views, which is very cool. All thanks to you guys. Thank you all for following. Thank you for watching and for listening. We're going to get the hell out of here.
Yep. Thank you so much for listening and watching, and have an amazing week in the Bethesdaverse.
Peace out.